So I got promoted to black belt was January of 2001. So I was 20 years old, like 2 months away from to turn 21, and was an unforgettable moment for sure. I was just 20 years old, and like that I was like almost 10 years doing jiu-jitsu because I started when I was 10. So that's a long time. But when you put like 20 years old, like when you're 20, you think that you're adult, yeah. But thinking back now, I was just a kid. The struggle that I had was accept that I had to face my idols, because all my idols were on the division that I liked, that I was like competing. Like back then I have never lifted weight. I was like competing heavyweight, medium heavy, sometimes like had to cut weight to medium heavy, and then all the idols that I had, like Saulo Ribeiro, Fábio Gurgel, Murilo Bustamante, Roberto Roleta, Amaury Bittetti, you just name it, and like Roberto Gordo Correia, like all those guys. If I would go up to super heavy, like Zemario Perry, like Roberto Traven, like Riga Machado, like all those names were in division that I was like, oh, now I have to face my idols. Like, am I ready to face my idols? That was my question. It wasn't if I was ready for black belt, because I have great training partners. It was like, am I ready to face my idols? So that was like the mental shock that I had.
Bruno has been always a really good teammate for all aspects, for training part, good instructor, good coach, a guy to bring you up when you feel like you down, you feel like, oh man, I don't feel to train. He was the guy to really get you, give you more energy, put you, make you work hard. And I think one of the big the big accomplishment or team we had back in the years was this kind of guy, like Bruno, like other guys, the friendship, the leadership. When you had the guys like that on the mat, you cannot go wrong.
I don't think, of course, getting older, like you have to be smart to don't overtrain yourself, because it's very easy. A lot of people try to train the same way. Oh, like gonna get ready for a tournament, and then train like, oh, let me train like when I was a chew, and then you're not chewing anymore. I feel like I had so many good training partners, so many great coaches, that made me learn how to work with periodization, always respecting my body, So I'm still able to do that nowadays. All right. Of course, the intensity is not the same. The biggest difference between adults and masters is the speed, the intensity. Even though adults fight longer, 10 minutes match, and the match is going to be 6 or 5 minutes, depending if you're master 1, master 2, and then beyond. Is the intensity, because I still train with a lot of guys that are winning worlds right now, and I don't feel like that there's a big gap on the technical level. I feel there is a big gap on sometimes on the physicality, and I think that gap, because we still have guys nowadays that are from my generation, around my age, that they still doing well competing as adults, but I don't see those guys having the same routine that I have teaching, and that's the biggest thing, because there's so many classes a day that my training for competition is one training a day when I do training on that day. Because sometimes, depending on the class, I cannot train, because my job is to teach my students. My job is to prepare them, help them to reach their full potential, regardless of what goals they have. If it's a competition, if it's to become an MMA fighter, if it's to lose weight, if it's a personal development. That's the biggest thing. Before, 2, 3, 4 trainings a day, depending on the periodization. Now when I can is one time, because before I had no fear to do anything, and now I'm way more reserved, cautious, step by step. And when I remember myself as adult, like flying bars, like knee bars, foot locks, you know, like flying triangles. And I don't even see myself in that because for now, for me, it's like I don't want the risk of get injured and I cannot provide for my kids. It's not even about the competition. And then maybe ask, so why you should compete? It's because I love to compete. I had the pressure to win everything before, and I'll compete just because I love to. Of course, when I lose, I can barely sleep when I sleep. So, you know, the competitor is still there. If the competitor wasn't here, I wouldn't compete anymore. But now I'm enjoying every aspect of the competition. When before was like I had to win because that's my way out of the financial struggles that I have growing up.
You know, it's very easy and emotional to talk about somebody like Bruno because he's not only my teammate, he's my friend, he's my brother. We have this relationship for such a long time. You know, and I want to say to you, Bruno, I want to thank you for everything you have been doing for the sport, everything you have been doing for myself, my family. I'm a big fan of you. I'm so happy to see where you are, you know, and just keep strong. You know, you're my inspiration, and I love you, and we are together forever.
The one thing that I can say that I don't know what I would do without Jiu-Jitsu. Because it was my dream to be a soccer player. That was my dream as a kid. But I think every single Brazilian kid, in some point in their life, they have that dream. Maybe when they're 5, then when they're 6, or maybe until older. For me, it was until I was a teenager. But I remember that I was like 15 when I realized that no matter how good I was in soccer, I need 10 other guys to win. And then in Jiu-Jitsu, you need a good coach, good team, good teammates, good environment, everything. But when you're stepping on the mat, it's you. It's you and yourself, the purest form to show who you are. And then I think that's why I love so much about Jiu-Jitsu is the possibility of you express yourself. And that's when I say that like my style changed, like you're young, like maybe like irresponsible, like going for stuff, and then like when you're older, more mature, and then now like I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do and everything. So I would say that like Jiu-Jitsu is what I chose to my life, you know, and I cannot imagine what I would be doing now without just because that's why I'm right now here speaking to you.